shit. Today's book that I'm reading, Jamie Oliver, Turning Up the Heat. Now this book, it shows you a lot of stories about him and how his life went through to begin with a chef, and how his story, like even his beginning life, related to me. Like he's a high school dropout and I'm a high school dropout, and he has dyslexia. I think I have dyslexia because I have no patience of reading books. Now this book is contained 147 pages, and this book has a lot of acronyms that a lot of British use, those word termings that I never heard of. But anywho, you get the kind of idea of reading it through. And I have to say that Jamie Oliver changes the food revolution in Australia as well. So what he actually did was, you guys may know that he's a TV chef presenter, or whatever you guys name call. I love his cooking shows, stirring around, salt, and chop. But as you may know, that's his story of knowing him. But the back story that made me surprised, how he changed the food revolution, how he introduced healthy foods options to the community and also the school. He should won a Nobel Peace Prize. Okay? Why did I say that? Well, I don't know anything about food cuisine back in the days. Now, when I mean by like early 90s or 80s or 70s, what's the food like back in the days? Well, I was speaking to one of the old friend in Melbourne, and he's in his 50s, and he's been living in Australia all entire life. And he's been telling me to go in a restaurant, it's a rare occasion to go into a restaurant. It's like a special event that you need to go, like wedding or birthdays, but not for regular people. People were literally dressed up to go there. Jamie Oliver just pretty much explained what is Britain like back then and how the food was back then. And back then the food wasn't as multicultural or flavorful as today, what we're having the cuisines nowadays. Well, thanks to him and his mentor guided him and making him one of the top chefs of bringing the Italian culture, the Italian cuisine food in Britain. And also how you guys may know that he actually made episode how he goes to school, how he did abolish junk food in primary school and change it to healthy food, Mediterranean food or Italian cuisine, or better options rather than having chips, or what they've been saying on the book is called turkey Twizzler. I think that's the word. Like, it's really toxic and it's made out of wasted meat with batter with chemicals, and how Jamie wanted to change this whole option to bring healthy option. He went through all the way to the end. He tried to persuade the government. The government didn't want to touch this industry because it's getting nowhere. But at the end, he managed to spread the news and the message, and he got funded by the government, wiping out all the school junk food, especially chips and whatever the food they have, and changed the healthy diet. As the process of removing all the junk food, the kids were ballistic. They couldn't live without it. And what these food actually affected them is, the parents would say it on the book, is they're hyperactive, they fast things. I don't know how I'm going to say this word. But yeah, so Jamie has to step in and introduce healthy food. And as it went well, he not only just changed the food culture in Britain or changed the school lunches, but also he introduced organic food and local farmers to participate, to branch out their product, which also made a huge profit for the supermarket chain, where he does ads, and each time that Jamie Oliver made a TV series of certain dishes, those ingredients of those food that display on the on a dish is sold out in the grocery store. That's how powerful this man is. And I have to say, this guy should win a Nobel Peace Prize. And the reason behind is that not only just